Hey everybody, welcome to Clarity Tarot. Today's reading is going to be what's special about you. So the intent of this reading is to be like maybe you were just selected for a job, maybe someone just said that they wanted to take you out and date you, maybe somebody wants to be your friend, someone's showing interest. And what we're going to answer, the question we're going to answer today is why? Why you? Why were you selected? What's important about you? What's special about you? Feel free to use this reading also just for general, like what's something that stands out about you. And this one's going to be a quick read. I'll post a companion tomorrow or the next day that will be what's special about them or this situation. So I think this will be interesting. We have 6 piles. I'm not using any stones or signifiers today for the piles, so if you really need something to help you choose, maybe consider looking at the timestamps to figure out maybe which one is your pile. And we'll go pile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other ways to pick a pile, you can always just pick a number 1 through 6. You can use a random number generator. For myself, I like to play around with how I select piles because it can be easy to get in a rut. Like I know some people always choose pile 2 or, choose whatever the date is and. So I'm trying to help us all switch it up a little bit. So if you're ready for your reading, go ahead to your timestamp. I'm going to give a little life update also. So feel free to just skip to your reading if you'd like to do that. So I've been away from the channel for a little bit, about 2 weeks actually, close to that. I was in Estonia and then Iceland, 2 countries I'd never been to before and really loved both of them. Estonia felt like kind of a combination of like the Scandinavian countries and Ukraine, who I love Ukraine very much. So as a former post-Soviet country. And the vibe that I was getting walking around in Estonia was like, I know who I am. You don't have to get it. I don't need you to understand me. I know me. I know who I am, and I'm proud of who I am and happy just to live my life. And I loved that vibe. I can relate to that a lot. Iceland, what's funny? I thought so much about Talisman Tarot when I was there because I don't know if anyone's ever gone on her channel, but she's Icelandic, although she lives in Denmark now. And for some reason, I just had that association. So like everywhere I went, I was thinking about this tarot reader, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how this interacted in her life. And I don't know. It was kind of funny to me, and it made me think about how, when anybody's on YouTube, myself included, it's like you get to know that person a little bit, you get to connect to them, even though like the relationship's going one way. So I've left a comment on one of her videos and said something like, I'm in Iceland and I'm thinking about you so much and this was a great reading. And she just like liked the video back or the comment back. And I was just feeling kind of like sheepish because I feel so connected to her. Anyway, so I think the reason I'm sharing this is it gave me a moment of appreciation for all of you, my subscribers, and those of you that watch and maybe feel like you know me a bit or like we connect, even if we haven't spoken or even if we have, even if you've come for a private reading. And I just really appreciate you and love the connection that we have and wanted to share that. And Iceland is something that really brought that to the forefront for me. Amazing country also. I learned so many interesting things about it, so much beautiful landscape, really breathtaking. And and very small population. So I guess it's the size of the state of Kentucky here in the US, which has about 5 million people and not a huge landmass, but in Iceland, the total population is like 370,000. So much lower population. One other thing I learned, and then I'll stop with the Iceland facts, but this was really interesting to me too. I mean, Iceland, right? You think it's going to be like freezing cold and winter all the time. And it was chilly when we were there. I mean, it was late August, but even still, I think it was 40 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit with like freezing rain. I didn't bring a winter coat and I was really regretting that. But in the winter, it only gets down to like 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like warmer than Chicago or anywhere in the Midwest or, you know, Ukraine, Russia, any of those places. So I just found that really interesting. Anyway, I wanted to share all that, and I missed y'all. I missed posting on the channel. I tried to post ahead a little bit, so there were some things that I had for you last week, but I'm back at it now for a couple weeks until my next jaunt. I will be driving my LA bestie, who is moving from Los Angeles to Nashville. I'm gonna be driving cross country with her starting next Friday. But I'm going to try to post some videos ahead so nobody notices a delay there. Well, thanks for hanging out for that if you were interested in that life update. And a lot of people have been asking. I was in Estonia for my partner's work. He had a board meeting there, so I was with him there for that. And then I booked my flight on points. I had some airline points left over, and I couldn't get a flight back from Estonia, so we had to find a stopover, so we bought a cheap ticket, and the cheapest place to fly from Estonia was Iceland to get a return ticket home. So that's how that happened. And so very serendipitous and loved it so much. Okay, let's jump into the reading. See you there. All right, pile one. What's special about you in this situation or just generally? We have Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess, Ten of Wands in reverse. Let's zoom in on these a little bit. Okay, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess. You don't do anything unless you're guided to do it, do you, pile one? It's like, with this High Priestess in the center, you rely on your spiritual guidance, however that is true for you, and that's how you decide to move. And if you don't get like a full body yes, full body confirmation, and in connection with your spirit team, you just don't do it. You're perfectly content to go very slowly, perfectly content not to take on extra responsibility. I'm getting that, I mean, this could happen in any way, but like a work example would be like, no, I don't need more responsibility. I don't need to take on that project. I'm pretty happy where I'm at. And you wait until you have that really intense confirmation before you move forward. So that's what's special about you generally. Now, why were you selected for something? If somebody like wants to be your friend, wants to date you, wants you for a job. So I think the way I can talk about this is maybe to contrast you with your opposite. So the opposite of this energy would be somebody who's kind of like running around like frenetically, like maybe always on their phone, maybe just like the phrase that's coming to mind is running around like a chicken with your head cut off, which is just like, yeah, I'll do that. And just tons of activity, but not a lot of thought behind it, not a lot of careful consideration. And you're very methodical, I think, and very intentional with any move that you take. And this person just really respects that about you. And they trust your wisdom. They trust your judgment. So they know that even if you're not the quickest person to get something done, what you do in the end is going to be right. So yeah, a lot of trust, a lot of respect. If this is romantic, it's like this person really admires you. Like they want to be like you. They just want to get next to you, you know? And I mean, the High Priestess has her seductive ways as well. I mean, she really gets under your skin and like consumes you almost. So if it's romantic, it's almost that kind of feeling, like they just want to dissolve into you. Interesting. Okay, pile one, that's your reading. That's why you're special. I'd love to hear what you thought. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more. See you next time. Hey, pile two, let's see what's special about you. We have Page of Swords in reverse, Five of Wands in reverse, the Sun, and King of Swords. Ooh, okay, so this is similar to pile one, so I think there might be one or two of you that are just like continuing to watch the video, which is totally cool. But there's a little bit of a different flair. So like pile one, like you're not going to get involved in drama or fights or bickering if it's not needed. You follow your own muse. You know where your source comes from, which could be spiritually. It could literally be like maybe you're a nature lover. Maybe you like to get outside. And you trust your own judgment. And in this pile, your judgment is your strong intellect, your logic, your belief in scientific method, I'm hearing. Your trust in research, perhaps, or what makes sound and logical sense. So those things guide you and help you to be strong and grounded and happy. Actually, I think you're a very happy and fulfilled person, and that happens for you by you like protecting yourself from negative situations or people. So that's what's special about you generally. And if you're asking also about someone who's selecting you, like for a job, as a friend, as a romantic partner, there's this like shine that comes from you with the Sun card, where you may see yourself as kind of like reserved or maybe on the quiet side, or if not quiet, just like a little held back at times. But what you don't see about you is just how brightly you shine. How can I say this a different way? It's like, have you ever been around a person who they have like a quiet strength about them and they just seem really content, really happy. Like they might seem go with the flow. None of these terms are quite right because you're not exactly quiet or not exactly go with the flow. Like you're observing. I think that's an important word for you. Like you're seeing everything, you're observing, you're thinking, you're processing, and you're very mindfully choosing what to interact with and how. And it's based on, will this make me happy or not? This reminds me of a conversation I was having yesterday. And I heard myself sharing about how maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I really prioritized just being happy in my life, which I hadn't realized was not a priority for me. But looking back, I mean, the things that I prioritized were, being good at my job, being a good friend, being a good partner, doing what other people wanted me to do, whether it's my family or a boss or whatever, making money, preserving things in my life and taking care of them. So it was a lot of like to-dos, and like none of those were like bad or terrible things, being a loyal member of the community, whatever. Like none of that's bad. But it's also not about me being happy, right? That didn't make the list. And so if it happened, it was kind of by accident. And now I'm just much more oriented to what's going to make me happy in this moment, in this day, in this situation. And so I experience more happiness because of that, just having it top of mind. And you're, I think, very much like that, pile two. That is your true north. Your guiding light is what is going to make me happy. And people see that and they want to be part of it. Like they want to bask in that sunshine. They want to feel happy with you. They want to, it's like they know that you're strong and you don't need anybody. And so that gives them a feeling of safety, I think. So there's I think safety is a big thing that's coming through with this reading for what makes you special. Like you're not creating these effed up negotiations or trades to get your needs met. You're pretty direct, you're pretty open, you're pretty aware of what you want and what you need and how to get it. And you keep very clear agreements with people. It doesn't get sticky because of that. And if it does, you're out. So that's what makes you special, pile two. Really interesting reading. I would love to know what you thought. Please leave a comment. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and see you next time. Hey, pile three, welcome to your reading. We're looking at what makes you special. Let's see what cards you have. The Emperor in reverse, Seven of Wands, Ten of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, wow, strong cards. What makes you special? You're not looking to be dominated by anybody. And before you laugh at that, like there's a lot of people that just want someone to tell them what to do, who to be, how to dress, how to act, like what's going to make them cool or successful or whatever. And you're like, nah, none of that. I don't need anybody telling me how to do that. I know how to create my own fortune. I know what happiness looks like for me. I can find it and I'm protected. I think you're very tapped into your spiritual guidance, and this provides you a lot of protection. So I'm getting for some of you that may be at this reading, you might be in a situation where it feels kind of dangerous for you. This could be like literally the city where you're living. It could be maybe political issues in your country. It could be literally a war. It could be political issues like in your business, your workplace. Maybe somebody's trying to like take you out or steal your work or whatever. Or maybe there's a friend group that's being really catty with you. Whatever, there's something that's a little bit shaky ground. And just as a side message, Spirit's wanting you to know like everything's fine, you're protected. There's nothing's going to happen to you in this situation, okay? But what's special about you? You have it all. What isn't special about you? You're the person that really, I think it takes people a while to decide if you're for real, pile 3, because it's just like, how can one person be like that? How can they be so successful, beautiful, abundant, smart, kind, loyal? Like they can't really be all of those things. What's the fatal flaw? And actually I'm going to pull a card on that because I'm curious, because obviously nobody's perfect. Not that like I'm trying to find something negative here, but I'm just curious. Well, I'm going to trust that, yeah. The fatal flaw, 5 of Pentacles. The flaw is that sometimes this, and this is weird because it's not really a flaw, it's like sometimes this leaves you out. We have 6 of Pentacles on the back. It's like you have so much to offer, not many people can be at your level. And so it sometimes can keep your world kind of small or make you feel lonely. And so I don't like even saying that as a flaw because it's not like it's a flaw, but it's just the result of you being so great. Like if you're in the top 1% of anything, like looks, money, success, popularity, I don't know, whatever, it's actually a pretty isolating experience because there's not many people that can understand you or that are at that level. But back to what's special about you and what's amazing about you. It's like everything you touch turns to gold, pile 3. You really do have so many wonderful qualities. And in this particular situation, what makes you special, I'm really drawn to the 2 kids here with the 10 of Cups. The reason you're being chosen, I think you might be a little bit reticent to get involved with new people or places because a lot of people maybe want to use you. And it might not even start out that way, but it's just naturally what happens. It's human nature. If somebody has a lot more than us, then we want to make use of those resources, right? So I think you're very used to that happening to you. So you might be a little leery of people, but the reason you're being chosen, the reason you're special is because of this lighthearted, childlike energy between you. So it's almost like your inner children just want to skip off into the forest together. So that's why you're being chosen. And it's a really beautiful, pure, childlike, wonderful energy. Wow, pile 3. Amazing. This was your reading. Leave me a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'd love to hear a comment on what you thought. See you next time. Hey, pile 3, let's see what is special about you. We've got Judgment and Death Rebirth card. Wow, 2 major arcana, both about total transformation, deep spirituality. You're a change maker. It's like you walk in the door and things just crumble. Anything that was negative or destructive totally falls away. This is really powerful. So what's special about you? You're powerful, and I'm almost getting like superhero vibes. Like if you have not X-ray vision, but what's that vision that can like pierce and set things on fire? You know what I'm thinking of is the movie Superman from like the 80s in the US, and I think there's at one point where Superman, like, he has this fire that comes out of his eyes or something. Anyway, that's how you are with anything that's destructive or not of God, I'm hearing. Interesting phrase. Okay, and let's say if there's a situation where someone's wanting to date you, they're wanting to hire you, they're wanting to be your friend. Why is that? Well, it's because they have a death wish. No, I'm just kidding. That came to mind. It's because consciously or subconsciously, there's something about them that they know needs to go. They need to level up. They're wanting to improve their lives, and it's kind of like a moth to the flame kind of it's like a tractor beam. You're sucking them in. So if this person ever seems a little anxious around you or nervous or afraid of you, it's because they know that you're dangerous. And I can almost hear you chuckling, pile 4. Did I call you pile 4? Or pile 3? You're pile 4. I think you know you're a little dangerous. I think you know that people that get into relationships with you don't come out the same on the other end. And it's for the good. And it changes you a lot too. But I think you're used to it. It's happened so many times. But people can sometimes feel a little afraid. But why are they choosing you? It's almost like they can't not. It's almost like there's this spiritual conveyor belt that they're on that is dropping them at your door. And what makes you special? This is really giving me like, I don't love this phrase, but God's favorite vibes. Like, you've been selected for a spiritual purpose in this situation with this person that's going to serve you both. And if you're here for a romantic connection, you're like, well, I just want to love this person, or like, is there any romantic feelings? Yes, all of that is there too. So pick another pile if you want more on that. So it's not that there isn't love here. It's just, there's something bigger than that. It's deep, it's transformative, it's magnificent. Wow. Very special. You're so special, pile 4. My goodness. This is incredible. Getting a lot of Scorpio or like Enneagram 4 coming through with this reading too, if that relates to you. Okay. So that was your reading. Leave a like if you liked it. Comment, let me know what you thought. Subscribe to the video. See you next time. Hey, pile 5, let's see what's special about you. We have 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, Lovers in the reverse, Magician in the reverse, 3 of Swords, and the Chariot. Wow. What's special about you? What's special about you? Well, first, I want to acknowledge this 3 of Swords. Like, you either have just recently or you've gone through something really deep. I mean, look at this card. This is anguish. This is grief. This is trouble. And it's been really hard for you, pile 5. I think what makes you special is that I'm really drawn to, I've never noticed this in this card before, but it's like there's these cuts and fissures and the heart is being torn apart, but it's still staying together. And like this person, it gives me the idea also of like a heart being sewn back together. So I think what's special about you is that like all the heartbreak you've experienced, maybe you've even lost a lot of people recently. Maybe some people have passed away that are close to you, and I'm so sorry if that's true. Or you've just lost a lot of connections that are very important to you. And despite that, you don't lose hope. You know that a better day is coming. And you know a day is coming when every one of these other cards is going to flip up right. Like right now, maybe you don't feel abundant. Maybe your relationships don't feel harmonious. It feels like you can't get anything together that you want to, and nothing's moving in the right direction. But you know that if you hold on, if you keep faith, if you keep your heart open, all of this is going to turn around for you. And it's going to, pile 5. And if you're wondering like why other people are picking you, like for a date, for a job, because you know that you're not at your best right now and you're feeling hurt and low and aggrieved, You might wonder, like, is this person is it just pity? Are they not actually truly interested in me? No, the people that are drawn to you right now, it's because they also see this. They are probably very spiritually oriented, and they can see not your potential, it's not potential, your trajectory, because it's not even potential, because this is what will happen, because you know what happens if you put one foot in front of the other. The way that you're going, it's going to turn all this around. Wow, Pal 5, amazing. I mean, such a strong person you are. And yeah, I'd really love to hear about your story in the comments if there's anything you want to share. This was your reading. Please like the video, subscribe if you want to see more updates. See you next time. Pile 6, last but not least, what is special about you? We have the 5 of Swords and the 2 of Wands. Unapologetic about what you want, who you are. My way or the highway, like in the best sense. You are not easily manipulated or swayed. If somebody wants to sell you something, wants to drag you into something that's not for you, you're just like, nah, no thanks. I decline that energy. Not interested. And this draws a lot of people to you. Like, I'm seeing these crows here in the 5 of Swords, almost as if they're like flocking to this person. Maybe it's not always the kind of people that you'd want to have flocking to you, because if you think about a person who's just kind of like rejecting most things and most people, the ones that are like really looking for that, it's like either they have self-esteem issues or they're very competitive, or, you know, there's a few different reasons why someone would go for that. So what makes you special though? Like, why does this person or situation, why does this job want you? Why does this friend want you? It's because there's a lot of reasons, but one big one is that they want to feel important. They want to feel special. They want to feel chosen. They want to feel different, unique, like a big deal, because you picked them when you had all these other choices, and you usually say no to most people. I'm going to pull one other card for you, because I think for some of you, you might be like, okay, well, I don't want to be chosen just because I'm selective. That's lame. So for most of you, for pile, okay, I knew this was going to come out. That's so funny. It's also because of love, Ace of Cups. If there's a particular person in mind, or a situation, a job in mind that you're thinking of, it's not just that they want to feel special, it's because they love you, pile 6. Like, there's something about you they truly, deeply adore. And you know what? That's the first time I've given that message in this whole reading. What's special about you and why this person wants you. It's because they love you. Their heart overflows for you. How beautiful is that? All right, pile 6, really short readings today. That was your reading. Hope it resonated for you. Leave a like if you liked it. Comment, let me know how it was for you. And subscribe if you want to see more updates. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next reading.